Oh, in this little video I show you the marvel at how this only just fits back after I put my charge controller inside here in the jump start battery. I wire my jump start battery up with the solar charge controller. I discover a way of doing the solar sail with a special boom, and many other things of interest I discuss on this little video, which I hope you enjoy. Well, as you can see, I've got this apart. This arrived broken here. One of these things was broken off, and what this is a pump. These things never work that well. I've already got a pump that's better than this, and so what I've done is I've taken this off, and there's a little cover. That cover goes on there, and so this is a good area to store cables inside here. So I'll show you what I'm going to do. Just put this down. I'm going to mount this into here, and then I'm going to run the battery cables into the battery here, and the solar panel cables I'm going to run out through here, and I'm going to put solar panel terminators on them so that you can just take them out, plug in the solar panel, and you're all ready to go. And this can serve in both the dinghy and the boat. And when you connect these leads here to the other battery in the boat, it will just hook up the two batteries together, and this will charge both batteries in. And those leads will also plug into the boat. So that looks like a good solution for this. And so the mistakes, the broken bit is the best part, because if it wasn't for this broken piece, I probably wouldn't have had the idea to take it apart, because it's a bit scary to take these things apart. But you can see inside there, and there's a battery here, and cover. I'll just put that to one side, and see, it's a normal type of sealed lead acid AGM battery here that's in it, and you've got the main connections are wired. First, the earth is wired directly to the battery, and then the cable's wired through the switch. And so if I wire the solar charge controller as a switch, it means that the switch will turn on the solar charger at the same time as it turns on the rest of it. So that might be a good way to go. So it's just a matter of putting a couple of wires from here and here directly into here, and then running some cables that can store in the box. So I'm going to do that tomorrow morning, and I'll show you the results when I've finished it. Well, it's important not to miss anything, and I've just been cleaning the house up before I take a shower, and so I clean the house up first and now I go and take a shower. So this is why I'm like I am. But I was cleaning this up. This has been lying on the floor for a long time. Why it's been lying for, I don't know. This is actually designed for a computer which I never use. This is an old computer from the 1980s, and so it's just been on the ground, and I thought, oh, I'll put it away. You don't know why you think anything. And I went to, I bent over and I hit my head against something, and I said, oh, here, it must be in here, yeah. And so I went and opened the cupboard where I banged my head, and inside I put it down and I put it on top of something, and it sags in. Oh, it can't go there, this is a soft bag. What's this bag? And I opened the bag, and this is a tripod bag that my tripod came in, that the camera's filming on. And I've been looking to buy something like this, but look at this. this has got a big thick bolt here which doesn't fit any of my current tripod accessories or anything, and it's got a swivel head, very easy to adjust swivel head, very nice object, and so this can position anywhere, so it can be used for the iPad, or you can take this off, put your camera on there. This would hold the camera very nicely too, and I can put my big camera that I'm filming on now on top of here, and this can film from the boat forward or back depending on how I position it, and it may be able to extend it on an arm of some kind, so I can have it low or high. We'll have to see. So, but this has solved my problem, and this is now ready. You see, just in time, it's ready now to go with my steering assembly when I make it. So don't miss the little knocks on the head or strange little bumps that you might have by accident, because these are telling you what you need to do and know next. Okay, now this is coming up. Oh, the other thing you should watch out for is where you leave your glasses. What the glasses mean is you need to look here. So if I left my glasses over there, for example, I need to look something there, I need to see. So, okay. Yeah, well, we don't know what anything's for really. So this little object here has been lying around. It was in my folded boat, sitting across my folded boat at one point in time. And it's just been lying around in a most unusual place in the kitchen in a corner. And I keep on kind of noticing it, but not quite the time yet to find out what it's for. But yesterday I did a solar sail design, and I've been writing things overnight, and I picked this up this morning, and it struck me how strong and unbending this object is, and the shape of it. And so it's an interesting thing because it's got a track on it, and it's also got a flat bit here, and the flat bit is very strong. It's very strong in all directions really. And so I had the idea that this might be a suitable material to use for the boom of the solar sail. And you can drill holes in here to take a block to pull and kick and so on. And if you need things to slide, they can slide. And I had the idea that you need the panel to be able to slide so it can fold, the panels can fold and be stopped on here. Maybe there's a roller on the end or something, and that you can pull it either tight so that it's very flat, or loosen it and the sail can take a bend. Okay, this is quite high-tech stuff when it comes to America's Cup racing, I believe. Don't think it makes any difference really if it's curved or square, but there you go. All you can get with solar panels is the America's Cup style of sail design. Okay, so we don't know what anything's for, to keep our eye on everything to find out where it ends up. Now I'm just going to talk about my coffee in a minute. Put this away. You'll see that everything's away here because this is where I do my electrical work. As you can see from my equipment here, which I use to fix hi-fi equipment when it needs fixing. By the time something needs fixing, I've forgotten how to fix it. I have to go and have a look on YouTube again. Yeah, and so I just wanted to say that the timing of things is very important, to let the universe decide when to time things. For example, My fridge needs cleaning, and I haven't been cleaning it. I've done a whole clean now because New Year's Day. I've cleaned the whole house. I've got everything is in order. There's loads of places, what order it can be in because there's so much of it here at the moment. But I'm quite happy that I've managed to get rid of my folding boat out of here, and the big winch is off the table, so I've got somewhere to work again. This is my only working place really. Besides, I use this to work on clean things, and I use the kitchen table to work on dirty things. So these are the only real spots I have to work on. My other table over here, of course, which I use to do my writing on. So it's a very, very small place to work in, but it's good because it teaches you how to live on a boat, really, because the boat is the same. This is just like this house is a bit like a 40-foot boat, I would say, size-wise. Now, getting back to the coffee. When I make coffee these days with this Italian coffee machine, it takes time. There's a number of steps, and so if you wait, you'll find yourself, say you don't clean up the kitchen in the night, you think, oh no, I have to clean the kitchen up, must do this. Maybe there's a more efficient way of doing this that nature knows of, because I find myself quite often leaving something to soak in the kitchen overnight, which I did with a pot that I used yesterday. And I came in this morning thinking, oh goodness, this all has to somehow get cleaned up. But it was fine, because when I came to make my cup of coffee, the coffee takes time, and whilst the coffee's making, so my hands move, and the dishes get done, and then the coffee's ready for its next step, which is to add the sugar and the milk, and that takes time to put that. I just put that under the frothing machine, and then maybe continue, and by the time I've made my cup of coffee, everything's tied itself up. So it's good not to have to wait for your coffee to make. You know, it's good to be busy at this time, and not to take special time out, if you like, to do the dishes, which is a bit of a hassle, really. Okay. Glasses. Right. I'm not lying to you about the glasses. The glasses are very important. Keep your eye on where your glasses are. You'll notice my glasses is now over by the keys there. I took a video of that. And I don't know why that is, but I'll see later. The keys, each object in the house, especially more significant objects, represent certain people, and so this key ring was given to me by my lady at Christmas. It has a nice little Alaskan bear on it, and last night I went and had a look at the Northwest Passage. Thought I might have to make a trip down the Northwest Passage. I didn't even know where the Northwest Passage was, but I had a very interesting read and watched a few videos of people sailing through the Northwest Passage. This is a passage between Iceland and Alaska, which, what an incredible feat to actually find this thing. And you think that if you have a look at the map of the area, you couldn't find this thing. There's so many places you could try sailing into. And so the fact that they found this thing at all is remarkable, really. And it's not them that's doing it, it's nature leading them. This way, boys, you know, keep on a bit further, and you'll be all right if you're stuck in the ice for 2 years, because then we'll be right. They don't know, but if they trust in nature, goodness me, they found the Northwest Passage. And I suppose the same with the Northeast Passage, which apparently is Norway and Russia up that way, Siberia. We digress a little bit. So, it's not always, things aren't always what you think they're going to be after you ripen them a little bit, because I was going to put this thing in here and the cables in here. I don't know if you can see that. Let's make sure you can see that. No, you can't really. Oh, yeah, that's right. I have to just show you this piece too, because this was, I'll show you what it was. This was, see, it's broken. This was a pump, an air pump. You can see the tiny little pump in here. It's not possible to use this thing to pump up big objects, and so, you know, maybe a football, but that's about it. So, pretty useless. So I might be able to recycle this into some other use, I don't know yet. But that's gone. and this is the cover. This cover goes in here, and so I was weighing this up, and this doesn't actually fit. For me to make this fit in here, I'm going to have to chop bits off this, and in the end, there's no way, when you push it right down, there's no way to get the cables easily where they want to go. The cables are still going to come up here. And so I thought, well, and then I tried in here, and it fits absolutely perfectly inside there. It just needs a bit of block of wood on one corner to hold it. And so, and then this cover will go back on, and so you'll be able to close it up nice and keep the water out, and be able to open it up when you want to see and use it. And so my project today is to finish this off, to wire it up, and I took this off now, and so it's actually quite strong plastic. I was surprised. I had to pull this object here out of this hole, and I virtually had to break it to pull it out, but I didn't break. I managed to pull it through here, so now I know that this plastic is really strong, which is reassuring because it did break on me. But maybe this might be a different kind of, no, it still feels the same. This was a shock. You know, there's certain kind of, if you smash it with a hammer, you're going to break it. This must have got a very severe shock. Interestingly, the object survived its abuse, and so it's very well made. And looking inside, it's pretty well made. You can see the thick cables running in here. Maybe I have to bring it to you so you can have a bit of a gander in there. It looks like an AGM battery. I haven't taken it out to look at it yet. Okay, so there was power coming off here and the earth going on here for this object here, so it's good to remember that, what those plugs are. And you'll see here's an earth wire here, so I need a little terminal to attach to there, and then I need a terminal to attach to this side of the switch, so that this thing is off when the switch is off, and when you turn it on, then these leads become active as well as the charging. Now, it's not completely ideal. You'd be better off with two switches, but it's cheap. Okay, and so I'd rather have that than have it on all the time, which might work, but not really. Nice to be able to turn it off. So all we have to do now is make up our cables, and I'm going to do that quickly, and then I'll come back to it. Yeah, we have a box full of leftovers here from the solar panel job, and I've even got some proper cable clips here that I've somehow managed to get. And here's some on the other end here. There's lots of stuff here that I can use to do this job, so we're recycling what we didn't use before. This is what I used to do the cables. I just wanted to show you this because look at this. These were the ends I cut off my cable so I could wire them into my solar panel, into the charge controller. Okay. Now, I left a bit of ends on. I don't know why, but I just did. Now these can simply go into here, and so the cables are already made. Isn't that remarkable? So, and they're marked with the red and the black. So if you don't have one of these things, you should get yourself one, because they're not expensive, and you just chuck it in here. And that's it, really. Now, I'm not going to show you me crimping them on. They're nice heavy cables, these, so these will be perfect for the job. Tinned marine cables. Yeah, so that goes into the solar panel area here. There's a +1 and a -1. So we're just having a look and see how flexible this stuff is, because it's got to go around some pretty major bends. So I have to make sure that you can do that without damaging the cables, because they're quite stiff really. And yeah, okay. I just wanted to show you, if you're doing one of these exact models, you can just push these through here. If you bend them right down, you can just push them through the existing hole. So you can see, we're just weighing this up now to see how this is going to work. Okay, so you can see that this needs to be cut in here so that it can move over, because it's fouling this over here. Okay. Well, you can see it's quite tight fitting there now. I've brought it up to this. I don't want to drill through there, and so it's just fitting. You see, there's a couple of just fitting. It's jammed in. There's no real need to mount it. Once you close the drawer, that's good enough. And so all I need to do now is drill the other holes, and we should be way to go. I can now see how far down I need to drill them. A bit lower than what I've got that. So we carry on. Well, the wire, I don't have any terminal ends. They're in the boat, so I just pushed the wire, flattened it in the vise and pushed it inside here, and it worked pretty well, and clamped it between the other two wires, and so that's pretty good. It's not going to get messed around at all. It's going to be stationary where it is. And then it needs to come straight up. You can see I've drilled a hole here so it can come straight up out, so it doesn't have to bend, and straight into this section here. We'll see how that works now. Okay, you can see that's closing now, so it's coming out of there, and so it can't move. It would be nice to have the terminal end properly on it, but I have to do it now because I haven't got the terminal. This will work. Okay, so this one is the positive terminal, so this one goes through this section here. May as well thread it through now before I cut it, so we can get the right size for it. Not to waste the cable, and probably need it for the other part of the job. I'll probably just have enough cable for wiring the rest of it. Okay, now we obviously want to be able to wire it easily into here, then push the whole lot back. So when we push it back, this will come in like this. So that's how I'm going to do it. I'm going to push it right in to wire it, and I'm going to cut it off right there. Very awkward cutters on these. I wish I had other kinds of cutters. It does the job. Makes your life easier, this thing. You definitely need one. Okay. Right. See, there's a bit of insulation there, so that needs to come off. That's right. That's right. Okay, let's worry about the other one. Now, I can actually see, if I look straight down here, and I can actually see the negative terminal, so that can go straight down there into the terminal and come straight out here it might be better to go somewhere else because it's going to stick straight up. It might be better to go around the side here like this one did. I'm going to weigh it up when I'm inside. Yeah, well, when I've taken this off here I can see it's no good really. So this does definitely need to have end terminals on it. It's okay for testing. I'll test it and then I can rewire it. Well, I've decided to wire it the same on the other side so that you can see plus minus, so on, so same side. The other thing I've decided to do is to try making this longer terminals here, putting it right around. This time I didn't squish it in the vise either, so we'll see what happens. Different size terminals. It's useful to know that you need two 8mm spanners and I've only got one, because you can't hold the other side of it with anything, maybe a pliers. I'm going to give that a go. As soon as you have the wrong tools, things start to go wrong and you can't work precisely without them. And so what I'm trying to do here is really a no-no, and all that's happening is it's just squeezing out the wire. One side's gone in, the other side hasn't. So it's not really acceptable. There's not a lot we can do about it really. Once I put the wire okay, that'll do. Now hopefully it'll go around here. We'll have to see, it might be something getting in the way there. Well, you can see the angle that the wire needs to be coming at can't come out that way, it's got to come out this way because there's something that jams in straight through there. It's got to come around there. Okay, here all the wires in now, so we're just going to push this thing in. Hope it fits. There we go. How perfect is that? Okay. And got a little hole, little clip there to put it in, you see. There we go. Well, should we turn it on for the first time, see what happens? Nothing. It's because we got the wire the wrong way around. So they say you shouldn't do that. It can blow the controller. That's how easy it is to do that when you're concentrating on everything else. Maybe we don't need to take it out. Maybe we can just do it from inside like this, hopefully. So this is negative. This is a positive. Positive. It's turned off at the moment. It's good. Not the easiest, is it, to go in there? If I had a better light, it would be easier. Maybe I need to do it a little bit more. Make it a bit easier. That's it. Oh, this is a lot easier than now that the controller's in there. That's one. The other one went in good. Let's see if we've blown the controller up. Nope. There we go. .5 volts, 3/4 full, so we should be able to have a look at how we program this, which I don't know how we do that, so I'm going to have to learn that. And we've got connected to load, no solar panel detected, so isn't that good? And I'm going to have to check these things out because I'm not 100% sure about how these things are designed to connect. Well, that door only just fits. That's remarkable, really. Is it just fits. Very difficult to close, but it does close. It's tight, so you're not going to get any water running in there, hopefully. It's very tight. Easy to open, not so easy to close. Got your USB points here, so all nicely, very hard for water to get in there, you can see that. It's worked out pretty well, actually. It should work its way a bit better. Nice and tight. So, we have our solar sailboat power source, and we can plug our solar panel in there, in the boat and in the dinghy, either or. In the boat, this simply plugs, yeah, there's two plugs like this in the boat where the battery is, close to where the battery is, and the same in the dinghy, so pretty straightforward really. And if it's not in use, you should be able to fold them up somehow. So this continuous working of the connections is not good. So they need to be where they need to be, and they need to stay there, not be messed with. Something better. And there could be cable tied in there. That's good. That's really good the way that works now. Like there. Okay, so they could all be cable tied together, But it's too early now because I've got to take this off and redo it because it's not actually good enough. And just fit in. If we had some kind of cover on it, it'd just fit in probably. Perhaps it doesn't need it. There's no electronics below the. This is the battery, the back of the battery here. There's no electronics anywhere up until about the top half, where the switch is the lowest thing, and so it's not that important that it keeps water out. So put these things back. And they work like this. The other one. By opening it, of course, we disturb all this cabling, but we're on. We're still on. Now we're off. Now we're on. Okay, and if that was connected to the solar panel, it would now be charging. Okay. Job done. I just wanted to show you that we've got it on charge now, and we charge it into the 12-volt socket on the front of the panel, and you can see that the solar charge controller is registering now 12.9 volts. It's not being charged through the charge controller, but the charge controller is showing what's going on. I also wanted to mention that I wired the solar panel plugs the wrong way round. I had the red one connected to the positive, and it should be the other way around, because when you're coming out of the solar panel, the red one that's coming out is actually the positive, and should be the positive, and then you connect the black one to that and you end up with a red one at the other end. So when to connect that red cable, you need to connect that to a black female connection. So, and then what would have been the red connector is actually what's going into the charge controller. I hope that makes sense.